Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 29, 2025. Tracy and Brooklyn seem to let Dante know that Lulu was somehow involved with the whole Geo mess. In fact, she was snooping around Marty's hotel room and discovered Brooklyn had a son before Brooklyn even knew. Dante wants answers from Lulu, so he goes to her house to confront her. Lulu defends herself and tells Dante that she thought he had a right to know the truth. Does Dante accuse Lulu of trying to score points with him when she asks if Dante thinks he did this to win him back? In the end, Lulu is left in a puddle of tears as Dante is furious with her, and she realizes the mess she has caused. Back in the key kitchen, Cody laments to Sasha that he got involved with something he shouldn't have, and now a kid is suffering because of it. Brooklyn and Ned have a heart-to-heart father-daughter chat, as Ned is hurt that Brooklyn never told him the truth, so he could have been there for her. She is glad her father is trying to be understanding, but she worries that Geo will never understand and let her love him like a son. As for Geo, he is still a mess and has no idea what he wants to do or where he wants to go, but Emma tells him they are in it together. Willow thinks she can reason with Michael after she has been unreasonable for months, but Michael will not budge. He insists that the children will not be going anywhere near Drew's house for now. He also intends to win the custody fight. Willow reports back to Drew that she is not sure how she can get her kids back. Jason and Michael later meet. Jason asks Michael if there is any room for compromise. But will he mention that Willow was in Germany recently? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers update for Thursday, May 29, reveals that Michael Corinthos will block Willow Corinthos before Drew Kane gets infuriating news. Dante Falconeri will also blame Lulu Spencer for causing chaos. So here's what GH fans can expect. For starters, Michael will turn Willow away from Carly Spencer's place and make it clear that the court order stands. Now that Michael's got emergency custody of the children until the upcoming hearing, he definitely won't back down. Willow will be a panicky mess when she reconvenes with Drew and updates him on what happened. Drew will be furious over Michael blocking Willow from the kids again, but he won't be surprised under the circumstances. Willow will worry Michael could permanently cut her out of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos' lives, but Drew will plan to help her win in the courtroom. As for Jason Morgan, he'll speak with Michael privately and wonder if a compromise is possible at all. Michael may think that ship has sailed, at least if Willow's going to keep putting Drew first. At the Quartermaine mansion, Ned Quartermaine will ask why Brooklyn Quartermaine didn't feel she could be honest with him about the baby she gave up. Brooklyn will explain where her head was at, but Ned will still wish she'd have leaned on him. Fortunately, Ned can be there for Brooklyn now since she still needs her dad. Brooklyn will fret over Giovanni Gio Palmieri's reaction and fear he might push her away for good. However, Ned will offer a pep talk and most likely urge Brooklyn to just be patient with her son. Next, it looks like Tracy Quartermaine may face off with Lois Cerullo for hiding the Geo truth. Lois has already been facing tons of backlash, but Tracy will surely want to unleash her wrath and kick Brooklyn's lying mom to the curb. Meanwhile, Cody Bell will make Sasha Corbin his confidant as he wrestles with guilt over the whole Geo situation. Of course, Sasha knows Cody has a kind heart and that he'd never want to cause more pain than necessary. Instead of battling regrets, Sasha may urge Cody to focus on how he can best help Dante, Brooklyn, and maybe even Geo now. Other GH spoilers say Emma Scorpio Drake will continue to console Geo and promise that they're in this together. Emma won't want Geo to feel alone, so she'll insist on tagging along wherever he goes. Over with Lulu, she'll get a tense visit from Dante. Lulu carried out an investigation behind Dante's back and let Geo's real parentage leak to him, so Dante won't be happy about any of that. A livid Dante will suspect Lulu was hoping to get a romantic reunion out of all this, but she'll insist she just felt he should know the truth. Alas, Lulu's plan backfired spectacularly since the secret was exposed in the worst way possible. Dante will blame Lulu for that and leave her crying when he walks out the door. Here is your General Hospital Spoilers sneak peek video for Thursday, May 29, 2025. We have barely seen Ned as part of Brooklyn's baby story, but this week, he's finally immersed in this front-burner plot as the grandfather who never knew he was a grandfather. Heck, he even shares this grandchild with his current wife and his ex-wife, but mainly, he wants Brooklyn to explain why she thought she couldn't tell him she was pregnant. Brooklyn apologizes to her dad, but her son is foremost on her mind. Gio is so angry at her, and Brooklyn fears that he will never allow her to love him. While Brooklyn cries to her dad in the living room, Gio remains distraught on the footbridge, but at least Emma is with him and promises that wherever he goes, she goes. Dante has had to deal with Gio, Lois, and Brooklyn so far, but now he has to take care of his little Lulu problem. He can't believe she got herself involved with all of this, and she is the cause of Gio finding out this way. Lulu swears she didn't do all this digging and meddling to win Dante back, but their confrontation leaves her in a pile of tears, so Dante might not want to speak to her again anytime soon. Cody seems to feel more guilt than Lulu, and knows that they did the wrong thing by sticking their nose where it didn't belong. Sasha gives him some advice on this topic. Willow thinks she can just reason with Michael to get her kids back. When that doesn't work, she cries and begs. That also doesn't do her any good. She returns to Drew and tells him she is not sure she will ever see her children again. Boo-hoo, Jason and Michael catch up, where they discuss the Sasha baby situation and the custody fight. Jason wonders if Michael is willing to compromise, but Michael seems unwilling to budge. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 29, reveal that Jason Morgan will ask if Michael Corinthos and Willow Corinthos can compromise while Lulu Spencer cries over Dante Falconeri's rage. For starters, Brooklyn Quartermain will have an emotional conversation with Ned Quartermain, so she'll explain why she kept quiet about her pregnancy and adoption all these years. Brooklyn will eventually open up to Ned about her concerns now that Giovanni Gio Palmieri is feeling so angry, devastated, and confused. It'll leave Brooklyn worried that her son might never give her a chance to love him, but Ned may push Brooklyn to just give Gio some time. On the footbridge, Emma Scorpio Drake will assure Gio that where he goes, she goes. Emma will continue to give Gio the support he needs right now, so he'll really appreciate her comfort. As for Cody Bell, he'll confide in Sasha Gilmore Corbin and admit it didn't have to be like this. Cody will have more regrets about how this whole Gio situation was handled, but Sasha will give him some guidance now that it's all blown up. Meanwhile, Tracy Quartermain will tell someone that she guesses congratulations are in order, so that might involve a sarcastic comment to Lois Cirillo before throwing her out of the mansion. Next on Thursday's GH episode, Dante will hurl some accusations during a confrontation with Lulu Spencer, who was arguing with Lois about Gio's parentage when he overheard the truth. Dante will have a big problem with Lulu inserting herself in all the drama and causing the secret to come out in such an explosive way. It'll leave Dante thinking Lulu did all this to win him back, but she'll deny that. Lulu will contend that she just wanted Dante to know the real story, but he'll fume over how she lost control of everything. Dante won't have a grateful reaction under the circumstances, so Lulu will end up in tears after he storms out on her. On Carly Spencer's doorstep, Michael will make it clear to Willow that he doesn't think the kids should be with her anymore. Willow will talk to Drew Kane in the car and note that if Michael gets his way, she'll never see her children again. Back with Michael, he'll give Jason updates on his discussion with Willow and prepare for the looming custody battle. Jason will ask Michael if there's any room for compromise, but Michael may insist it's not possible as long as Drew's in the picture. Of course, Michael doesn't know that Nina just discovered the secret he's keeping with Sasha. Thanks to some new puzzle pieces and some detective work, Nina figured out that Michael is the father of Sasha's unborn child. General Hospital spoilers reveal that one final Sonny Corinthos hit may be ordered soon. It might finally be time for Sonny's mysterious enemy to get busted. So let's discuss all the drama that's in store. GH fans will recall that Michael Corinthos got caught in the penthouse explosion meant for Sonny. Michael suffered severe burns and could have lost his life, so someone needs to pay for what happened. Of course, Sonny could have been wiped out at the hospital in Los Angeles if it hadn't been for Brick's quick thinking. Another hit on Sonny was thwarted that day, but the person behind this threat could strike again. Now that Michael is back on canvas, it feels like the perfect time to move this Sonny story along. Michael no doubt wants revenge for the horror he went through, so maybe the writers are about to kick things into high gear here. Once the custody mess wraps up, perhaps Sonny's mysterious foe will make one last attempt to take him out. Sonny might even set some sort of trap where he looks like a sitting duck, just so he can catch the latest hitman or hitwoman and pry some real information out of them. One way or another, Sonny still needs to know who the big boss is that wants to eliminate him. Whether it's Jen Sidwell or someone more shocking, Sonny has to discover who's after him and put a stop to all this. It's the only way Sonny can protect his family and truly begin his mob exit strategy. Michael could even team up with Sonny and Jason Morgan on this final phase of the storyline. As a mistaken victim and Sonny's son, Michael deserves to be a key player in what's to come. Regardless, Rory Gibson is doing a fantastic job as the new Michael Corinthos recast, so many viewers are looking forward to whatever happens next. Lisa Lo Cicero, who plays Olivia on General Hospital, has a major movie in development. She previously dropped the trailer for it on social media and reached out to fans to help fund it. Using the crowdfunding webpage Seed and Spark, she and actor Jameson Jones implored fans to participate. Now, she's got an important update for her fans that will leave them thrilled. On Instagram, Lo Cicero wrote, "We did it! Fully green lit! Thank you everyone who joined in. We still need some followers, but more followers gets us a free camera package. If it resonates, go to the link in bio and follow our little film." She also included a video that elaborated on the status of her new production, beginning tomorrow. In the video, she announced the completion of the funding aspect of the movie and thanked everyone who donated and got involved. "It really means a lot, and I can't wait to get started making this movie," she eagerly stated, adding, "Anyone who still wants to join in, if you want to be a follower, it doesn't cost a cent, and you'll get updates on the movie and how it's coming along and where and when you can see it." Lo Cicero also reiterated that more followers would garner the production a free camera package, which might mean an invaluable aid to shooting their film. Jones reacted, "Awesome. Love it, Lisa." Robert Palmer Watkins, who previously played Dylan Quartermain on General Hospital, chimed in with the simple response. Fan, Donna Lavden, responded to the post with, "Aw, that's great, congratulations. I'm a huge fan of yours on GH." This post brought out a lot of Lo Cicero's fans who eagerly stated that they would follow the making of the new movie and support her endeavor. While the Greek goddess 5678 wrote, "Zevoo amazing Lissamary 0711 Pe wrote, congrats. You got this, Lisa." Her followers were thrilled at the great news, and lots of love continued to populate her post. The General Hospital star had a lot to be grateful for, as the film's target was to raise $24,677 for production costs, and it exceeded it with a final total of $25,588. With a tagline stating, "Make an old flame a new love," her mission statement was, to tell a powerful thought-provoking story about what draws us together, flaws and all, what love can look like at any age, and why we play emotional games in our search for significance. A couple struggles to reconnect as they dissect their past and scrutinize the pros and cons of a new future together. ABC's General Hospital spoilers reveal a dramatic twist that is sending shockwaves through the Scorpio Jones family. The long-buried truth about Vaughn, his identity as Frisco's son and Maxie's half-brother, has finally surfaced, igniting a chain of emotional explosions. For Felicia, this revelation isn't just shocking, it's devastating. She had long suspected that Frisco may have fathered another child during his WSB years, but she never dared confront the possibility. Now, her worst fears are confirmed. Felicia feels deeply betrayed, not just by Frisco, the man she once loved with all her heart, but also by Mac. Her husband and partner, the man she trusted most, had kept the truth from her. Mac's silence about Vaughn's existence wounds her on a profound level. What makes it worse is the threat Felicia now perceives. This isn't just a personal betrayal, it's a danger to Maxie. Felicia has always fought to shield her daughter from harm, and now the sudden appearance of Vaughn, trained in intelligence and cloaked in secrets, feels like a direct risk to Maxie's emotional and even physical safety. Felicia's instincts scream that Vaughn's presence in Port Charles is no coincidence. There's something more, something hidden. She worries he carries a purpose that goes beyond family reconnection. Maxie's unconscious emotional pull toward Vaughn only intensifies Felicia's concern. The bond between them is growing, even though neither fully understands the truth of their connection. To Felicia, it feels like Maxie is being drawn into a complex, dangerous web orchestrated from the shadows. At the center of that web is Frisco. He vanished from Felicia and Maxie's lives without a word, only to build a second family in secrecy. This sends Felicia spiraling into an internal crisis. Should she continue to protect Maxie from the painful truth? Or does she need to expose it all to protect her from Vaughn's influence? Vaughn, for his part, never wanted any of this. He didn't choose to be Frisco's son, nor to be thrust into the middle of this fractured family dynamic. Standing in front of Maxie, his half-sister, his bond with her already formed, brings him inner turmoil he's not equipped to handle. More than anything, Vaughn has always craved a chance to understand the father he never truly knew. But now, that desire is tangled with guilt. He is the living proof of Frisco's betrayal, both to Felicia and Maxie. The pain of rejection haunts him. Vaughn bears not only the burden of a secret identity, but the emotional weight of being a reminder of the past that Felicia wants to forget and Maxie hasn't fully faced. Every cold glance from Felicia, every hesitant word from Maxie, deepens the fracture inside Vaughn. He didn't ask for this role, but fate forced him into it, and now he realizes that to the people he wants most to connect with, he's not a brother, he's a threat. Mac, meanwhile, had tried to protect his family from this truth, but his efforts have backfired. In digging into the WSB's confidential files, he uncovered not just Vaughn's identity, but something more chilling, a complex relationship between Vaughn, Frisco, and an underground WSB network that threatens the town itself. What shakes Mac most isn't that Vaughn is Frisco's son, he already knew that, but that Vaughn is evolving from a covert agent into a wild card. He's no longer someone under control. He's a man with the potential to cause real harm, not just to Maxie and Felicia, but to Port Charles as a whole. Mac realizes Vaughn has manipulated intelligence, staged arrests, and controlled operations in the past. Now that history resurfaces like shrapnel piercing through layers of trust. Vaughn had believed he could stay close enough to Maxie to protect her, yet distant enough not to trigger suspicion. But with Mac's discoveries, his world starts to crumble. The truth is leaking out. Every secret Vaughn has buried is inching toward exposure. Mac knows he has to act. He abandons his protective silence and begins preparing for a confrontation. He is ready to risk his marriage, his bond with Maxie, even his status in Port Charles, because keeping Vaughn unchecked is no longer an option. In hidden meetings, Max starts working with former WSB allies. They dig deeper into Vaughn's operations, piecing together his past and uncovering clues that could reveal his true purpose in Port Charles. Now, a new battle brews. Vaughn is no longer just the lost son. He's a man caught between identity and instability. As Mac moves to intercept him, Vaughn begins to realize that the control he once had is slipping. Every move he makes is now seen as a threat. And perhaps most disturbingly of all, Vaughn begins to question if he himself is being manipulated by Brennan, by the WSB, even by his own past. His obsession with proving he belongs could quickly turn into a dangerous unraveling. In the latest developments shaking Port Charles, the Cordain family finds itself in turmoil following a series of explosive revelations, culminating in the unexpected reading of Monica Cordain's will. This seismic event not only reshapes family dynamics, but also threatens to deepen existing divisions, all while elevating a previously unknown heir to the center of attention. The annual Nurses' Ball, usually a glittering celebration, turned into a scene of chaos and disbelief when Giovanni Gio Palmieri was revealed to be the long-lost son of Brooklyn Cordain and Dante Falconer. The revelation, sparked by Lulu Spencer's relentless investigation, left attendees stunned, particularly as Brooklyn and Dante processed the news in real time. Lois Cirillo, Brooklyn's mother, had concealed Gio's existence and the adoption for years, even from family matriarch Tracy Cordain. Tracy's shock quickly turned to rage upon learning that the truth had been hidden right under her nose. Her fury at Lois erupted in a whispered confrontation, signaling the beginning of a deeper family conflict. Tragedy struck just as the Cordains were reeling from Gio's identity bombshell. Monica Cordain, portrayed by the late Leslie Charleson, passed away on January 12, 2025. Her character's death mirrored the real-life loss of the actress and marked a major shift for the storyline. Monica had long served as the family's moral compass and a stabilizing force amid infighting, particularly acting as a counterbalance to Tracy's more aggressive ambitions. With Monica gone, tensions have intensified. Speculation swirled around the contents of her will, with many assuming Tracy would inherit control of the Cordain estate. Tracy, known for her iron-willed nature, appeared ready to consolidate power, starting with evicting Lois from the Cordain mansion. The biggest shock came during the reading of Monica's will. Contrary to expectations, Monica bypassed long-standing family members like Tracy and Ned, bequeathing her entire estate to Gio Palmieri, her newly discovered great-grandson. This unforeseen move sent shockwaves through the family, raising immediate questions about how Monica had learned of Gio's true identity. Insiders believe Monica may have known for years, perhaps through letters or private conversations, but chose to remain silent. Her decision now places Gio at the helm of the Cordain legacy, handing him not only financial power, but the burden of familial expectations. Tracy's response was immediate and intense. She viewed Monica's decision as a betrayal, one that undermines her authority and position in the family. Already incensed over Lois's secrecy, Tracy's anger now threatens to alienate Brooklyn, who is navigating a complex emotional landscape. Guilt over giving Gio up, curiosity about her son, and fierce loyalty to her mother. A power struggle is brewing, with Ned caught between his mother and daughter. Meanwhile, Dante, backed by Sonny Corinthos, may align with Lois and Gio, forming a new family faction. Monica's funeral is expected to be a flashpoint for unresolved tensions and shifting loyalties. The triple blow of Gio's parentage reveal, Monica's death, and the surprising inheritance has set the stage for a pivotal chapter in the Cordain saga. Tracy's vendetta against Lois, Gio's sudden rise, and Brooklyn's emotional reckoning all point to a family on the brink of collapse or renewal. In a powerful turn of events on General Hospital, Willow's image as a devoted mother and loyal wife begins to unravel. Once admired for her resilience and compassion, she now finds herself publicly scrutinized after a series of emotional missteps that culminate in a heated custody dispute. The tension reaches a boiling point following a seemingly calm evening at Carly's. While Michael takes their son, Wei, to spend the night with his grandmother, Amelia remains at home with a babysitter. Under Michael's direction, Jason discreetly removes Amelia from Drew's custody, triggering a storm of accusations from Willow. Believing Jason kidnapped her daughter, Willow lashes out, unaware of the deeper truths behind Jason's actions. At the police station, she stands beside Drew, convinced of her moral high ground. However, Jason quickly dismantled her argument with three compelling revelations. First, Jason presents legal documents authorized by Michael's legal team, confirming their custodial rights over Amelia. These documents, signed by Willow during her marriage to Michael, serve as indisputable proof that his actions were lawful. Second, Jason reveals damning audio recordings of Drew plotting to paint Michael as an unfit father. The strategy aimed to manipulate custody outcomes by portraying Michael as emotionally absent, exposing Drew's willingness to exploit both Willow and the children. Lastly, Jason highlights Willow's deteriorating emotional state. He describes her erratic decisions and misplaced loyalty to Drew as evidence that she can no longer prioritize Amelia's best interests. His statements, though painful, reflect concern rather than condemnation. Jason's testimony forces Willow to confront the reality of her decisions. For the first time, she sees herself not as a victim, but as someone who enabled manipulation. Her loyalty to Drew, initially rooted in a need for emotional refuge, now appears misguided and harmful. The betrayal stings deeper as she recalls Michael's unwavering support through her darkest times, his love, patience, and dedication starkly contrasting Drew's strategic manipulation. By dismissing warnings from Michael, Carly, and Jason, Willow had distanced herself from those who truly had her and her children's best interests at heart. Willow's decisions have far-reaching consequences. The legal documents she blindly signed placed control of her children's futures in Drew's hands. What she once justified as practical choices now stand as symbols of lost trust and judgment. Her realization is sobering. She hadn't just been manipulated, she willingly ignored red flags. Her pursuit of emotional safety led her to surrender her instincts and values, endangering her children in the process. Initially framed as a villain, Jason emerges as the protector in this storyline. His removal of Amelia, far from a criminal act, is now recognized as a necessary intervention. With no personal gain, he acted purely out of concern for the children's well-being, a stark contrast to Willow's desperate quest for control. Amid Willow's collapse, the storyline shifts focus to Michael Corinthos. His reintroduction, played by Rory Gibson, marks a bold shift in the narrative. Rather than easing him back quietly, the writers thrust him into the heart of the show's most emotionally charged conflict. Michael's character is redefined as decisive, mature, and protective. His alignment with Jason reinforces his credibility and strength, offering viewers a central figure to support as the chaos unfolds. Willow's downfall isn't just personal, it serves as a narrative pivot for the show. Her emotional breakdown repositions Michael as a central figure and revitalizes Jason's image as the moral compass of Port Charles. The storyline underscores the heavy cost of misplaced trust and emotional blindness. As Willow sits in silence, facing the aftermath, the path to redemption appears long and uncertain. But one thing is clear. Her choices have reshaped not only her own life, but the lives of everyone around her. General Hospital spoilers for June 2–6, 2025 see Michael Corinthos' war will erupt. Giovanni Palmieri is accusing his parents. Plus, Drew Kane Quartermain may actually have a moment of panic. But as we always do on Early Edition Day, we talk about what's coming the rest of this week, just to set the context for all of that. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's dive right in. Wednesday, May 28th, we have got Maxie Jones there supporting Nina Reeves, who is very stressed out. She's talking with Maxie about Michael's unexpected blindside return at the nurses' ball and him preemptively taking Wiley Quartermain Corinthos, and of course the coming custody battle. And Nina tells Maxie that something is going to change everything for the custody hearing. And I'm betting that's Michael's return, especially hot on the heels of Drew's scandal and other issues. Speaking of Michael, he happily reunites with the Corinthos family. And of course, Jason Morgan was the only one who had any sort of heads up, and he didn't get much of one. Sonny Corinthos, Carly Corinthos Spencer, others were completely blindsided. The family is of course going to rally around Michael as he goes to war to stop Drew from winding up with his kids. Dante Falconeri and Brooklyn Quartermain hope that Gio will listen to them. Tracy Quartermain texted to give them a heads up that he was at the Q mansion. And of course, BLQ told Lois Cirillo she can't go along. But honestly, Gio really does need to talk to Lois. So Dante and BLQ are desperate to make Gio understand that they didn't know about him. And yes, they do care, and they're going to talk to him hot on the heels of Gio blasting the family, calling the Quartermains a bunch of liars. So this is not going to be an easy sell, and Gio wants to know. He demands to know what their excuse is, and he might be talking to his bio mom, Brooklyn, because Dante didn't even know about the pregnancy until that night. So BLQ has to think carefully also when Dante asks her, would she have ever told him they had a child if her hand hadn't been forced by these circumstances? And we do know she's been tormented for a while. Plus, Harrison Chase is going to come clean. And so he may tell Dante that he found out recently that, Brooklyn and his bestie had a baby. I do think, Chase is going to insist that his wife is innocent in this and was very young. And I think Dante's going to be pretty understanding overall, probably more so with Brooklyn than with Lulu Spencer. And Olivia Falconeri rages at Lois, who defends her actions and tells Olivia that she can't understand until she's been in the exact same position. What's interesting and ironic about that, and we cannot ever forget that Sonny had no clue about his own son, Dante Falconeri, for what, almost 30 years, because Olivia had been lying to his face for all that time. So Olivia has been in kind of a hybrid of Brooklyn and Lois' position. So she really shouldn't throw stones because she definitely was living in a glass house for a while. Plus, Drew asks Willow Tate, please don't do this. It's almost like he's begging, but she insists to Drew that she has to try. And it looks like she's going to try and venture into the lion's den and talk to Michael about giving her back the kids. Plus, Carly wants to know how Michael knew it was the exact moment that he needed to come home. And I still want to know at what point he's going to find out that Willow came and was told he refused to see her because that's down to Drew. We'll see if that gets exposed. On Thursday, May 29th, Sasha Gilmore counsels Cody Bell, and he is, likely quite worried about the backlash because Dan is devastated by the baby Gio bombshell. And of course, Cody feels really bad for how it went down. And he knows Dante's gonna have questions for him about back then his teens, and also with, more recently with Lulu. Brooklyn and Ned Quartermain have a long overdue talk, and Brooklyn is finally going to tell her dad all about the teen pregnancy. Both of them, of course, are furious at Lois. Lulu has to face Dante. Obviously, he's going to hear from BLQ, probably from Chase, maybe from Tracy, Gio as well about Lulu's role in all this. And of course, Dante not going to be happy with Lulu playing such a big part in this secret coming out in the worst possible way, because it's very clear Lulu was trying to hurt BLQ when she triggered this collateral damage, and she's trying to still excuse it under Dante had a right to know. And Carly agreed that he did. but not from Lulu's mouth. Michael and Jason talk about Drew and Willow and the custody battle, plus Sasha and the new baby, plus Sonny's heart surgery. They have lots and lots to catch up on. And Kai and Trina Robinson got intimate earlier this week. And then later in the week, they take things to another level, so we might get I love yous. Friday, May 30th, Michael asks Sasha for something. Michael already reassured Sasha that if it's still what she wanted, she could raise the baby by herself. But his request might be about her subpoena in the custody case that Rick Lansing sent. Michael might have something very specific he wants Sasha to say. And of course, there's always a chance Rick knows that she's pregnant with Michael's baby. Curtis Ashford has some doubts and may be done with Portia Robinson. Ava Jerome has some advice for Nina. And Alexis Davis, Christina Corinthos Davis, and Lucky Spencer do some brainstorming, obviously, about how to deal with Rick and Ava. And Elizabeth Baldwin catches up with Laura Spencer. Going into the following week, June 2nd through the 6th, Dante and Brooklyn are really trying hard to make things right with their son Gio. And of course, they hate he's going through this. They feel really bad that Gio assumes he was unwanted. He may not believe Dante and BLQ at first. I think it's going to take Lois coming clean to Gio and owning all the lies that she and Camila and Gloria Cerullo told to get Gio to believe that his parents really didn't know and really didn't reject him. Michael's gearing up for battle in the courtroom. He's not playing games, and he came back ruthless and determined to destroy Drew on General Hospital. And if Willow stands by her man, then Michael will have to consider her an enemy as well. Nana tries to help Willow, and of course Sonny at least sees that trying to avoid a custody war is the best thing. But Carly Corinthos is going to keep amping up things because Carly's going to Carly, as we all know. Cody worries about the future of his friendship with Dante. Not only did he lie to Dante when they were teens, but of course he recently conspired with Lulu and was encouraging her and wound up being part of Dan's son being devastated to some extent. Cody does have a little bit of an excuse since he found out as an adult who his bio dad was. But as Cody just told Lulu, his story is very different, and he feels like they really screwed up. Portia fears what's next with Curtis because she is a lying liar who has more lies still to come out. Lulu is gonna take heat from Tracy and others, and Lois will decide whether to stay or go, but she's definitely persona non grata in Port Charles. Welcome to the General Hospital Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Sasha and Nina have always had a very close mother-daughter relationship on General Hospital. In fact, when Willow rejected Nina after first learning she was her mother, it was Sasha who went to bat for Nina and tried to get her now ex-friend to show Nina some grace. When Sasha lost baby Liam at the end of 2022, it was Nina who was there as a mother figure to comfort her. Sasha first came to town as a hired con doing Valentine's dirty work. She posed as Nina's long-lost daughter and came to regret her actions while wishing that Nina really was her mother. Since Nina learned that Willow was one of 2 babies who were taken from her while she lingered in a 20-year coma, GH has let the Sasha and Nina relationship fall to the wayside and even gave Sasha her own mother, Holly S. Utton. Now, it looks like GH is ready to ruin the Sasha and Nina dynamic that fans loved so much. Nina finally figured out that Michael is Sasha's real baby daddy and not Jason. She knows she can use that information in court to help Willow keep her children without having to confess to Willow that she slept with Drew. Nina is about to do something that will hurt Sasha in the worst way and quite possibly ruin their relationship forever. Sasha will learn that she can't count on Nina anymore. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full GH recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers, too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. In General Hospital, the custody battle over Wiley and Amelia is driving Drew Kane into a dangerous downward spiral. What began as a heartfelt promise to Willow to protect her and her children has transformed into an all-consuming obsession, threatening the very people he vowed to safeguard. As Michael Corinthos returns to Port Charles, composed in seemingly the ideal father figure, Drew begins to lose his grip on reality. No longer seeing Michael as merely a legal adversary, Drew views him as a threat to the family he's tried to preserve. Under the intense pressure of the court proceedings and growing fears of losing Willow, Drew's sense of right and wrong begins to fracture. Driven by fear and desperation, Drew turns to his past in covert operations. Secret contacts are reactivated, encrypted communications are sent, and a deadly plan takes shape. He hires a hitman to eliminate Michael. Convinced that Michael's death will resolve the custody issue in Willow's favor, Drew rationalizes this act as one of twisted protection, not vengeance. While Drew outwardly maintains a calm demeanor in court, he is inwardly consumed by paranoia. He begins manipulating media, controlling court narratives, and digging into Michael's personal life to destroy his public image. His goal is clear: make Michael appear unfit, both in court and in the public eye. But each calculated move takes Drew further away from his former self, turning him into a shadow of the man Willow once trusted. Unbeknownst to Drew, Jason Morgan is watching. Jason, known for his intuition and ability to sense danger, has begun to notice unsettling changes in Drew's behavior: the evasiveness, the secretive meetings, the cold detachment. With his own experience navigating moral gray areas, Jason realizes Drew isn't just acting out emotionally. He's planning something irreversible. Jason's fears are confirmed when he rushes to the hospital after an explosion at Sonny's house leaves Michael severely burned. As Michael unexpectedly crashes in the ER from cardiac arrhythmia, Jason uncovers traces of digitalis in his system, a lethal poison. The evidence points to a disturbing truth: Drew was behind it. Now faced with the reality that his longtime friend and spiritual brother has crossed a dangerous line, Jason is left with an agonizing choice: remain silent and hope Drew comes to his senses, or intervene to prevent further destruction. With Michael's life hanging in the balance and Drew spiraling deeper into darkness, Jason must act, even if it means confronting and potentially exposing the man he once considered family. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.